I got a feeling this is about to be one crazy story.
It's JAMEENOD and I'm back up in the building, giving y'all hot topics and reactions, and I'm feeling. Comment your suggestions and I got ya. And be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
YouTube, this is your guy JAMEENOD, and oh my, I got another one, man. Hey, yo, I am back on the journey, going back down the Larry Bird rabbit hole. I'm so glad y'all been rocking with me. These videos have changed my top 10, changed how I viewed basketball back then, and most important of all, how I view Larry Bird. For you that know, I have taken Larry Bird from number 9 into my first tier of players, which consists of LeBron James, a Kareem, a Michael Jordan. We got Larry Bird there. Thinking about putting a Tim Duncan in there. I think he should be in there. So these are my untouchable guys. Whoever you take, it wouldn't bother me. Whoever you took number 1. But let's go down this story, man. The best Larry Bird versus Michael Jordan story ever told. With that being said, let's get to it, guys. Hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Let's go.
NBA Hall of Famer James Worthy, who played against both Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, said, "I'd much rather play against Michael Jordan than Larry Bird. Jordan made you look slow, but Bird made you look stupid. Look, I'm not..."
Hold on, we gotta pause that right there. This guy said he'd rather guard Larry Bird than Michael Jordan. This is in real time back then, y'all. That says a lot. But you know, no one wants to look stupid. Who want to be made looking stupid? That has to be the worst feeling in the world. Y'all know how it is to be embarrassed. Everyone's been there. I don't want to be embarrassed. Make me look slow.
Here to convince you that Larry Bird is better than Michael Jordan. I'll just present to you the facts and let the NBA legends who actually played against both of them tell you what they think.
People always ask me who's the hardest player I've ever had to guard. And there was Michael Jordan, George Gervin, the late, great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players. I always say Larry Bird. And I say this for the reason because when Michael passed the basketball, he kind of hung on his shorts and he sit off to the side. With Larry, when he passed the basketball is when he became more dangerous. He was either setting a pick, coming off a pick, catching the ball, passing the ball. So he was the one you always had to stay attentive to the whole 24 seconds of that offensive play for the Celtics. And you know what? Oh, he's going to get an offensive rebound. He was going to do something to help his team have the best chance of scoring at that point. So I always say as him, he didn't need the basketball to affect the game.
To the untrained eye, Michael Jordan was light years better than Larry Bird, simply because his scoring numbers were better. But in actuality, it was much closer than that because Bird affected the game in so many ways.
I saw Larry Bird one night in Phoenix. They were losing big time at the half. And they come out in the third quarter, and Larry did not take a shot, but dominated the game. He had 7 assists in the third.
See, that right there is scary. I spoke in the last video. I said Larry Bird is just dangerous, man. You can never take your eye off of him. It's like the Steph Curry effect. He don't need the ball to be dangerous. Even though Larry Bird was doing screens and cutting and doing all that, you know, more of Steph Curry being dangerous is him getting open for a shot. You just couldn't keep your eye off him. Larry Bird was dangerous in that aspect and others.
And they came back and won the game. He could affect the game without taking a shot. Who else can you say that about to that degree? Nobody. Michael could never do that. Never. Michael had to have the ball.
Here's a 1986 magazine on the NBA. And remember, this is a league with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Dr. J. And in a league with all of these all-time great players, everyone agreed that Larry Bird was the best because in 1984, 1985 and 1986, Larry Bird won MVP back to back to back. And in the
Bro, and one thing, all of those guys, Hall of Fame players, y'all, like, that's crazy that they all said that. What's even crazier is to win MVP back to back to back. Y'all know how hard that is to do. That is not an easy feat. Very hard to do. I don't know. Has anybody else ever done that? I don't know if anybody else ever done that.
1986 playoffs, Larry Bird finally faced Michael Jordan head to head. And in game 1, Michael dropped a spectacular 49 points. But Larry Bird had an all-around game with 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals to lead the Celtics to a victory. By game 2, MJ had a revelation.
And this is game 2 of the best-of-5 first-round action, and the Celtics will try to make it 2 in a row over the Bulls.
We really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
For all my young people, yes, they said 5 games. I know we're so used to 7. Yes, they said 5.
But he sure did try, because Jordan turned on God mode and broke the record for the most points ever scored in a playoff game.
Lead in the first half of the game against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to fake Bird, can't do it. Hits the jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan.
I know we started Dennis Johnson out on him, and then we went with Danny Ainge, myself, then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan, and that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader. Jordan with 8 on the clock. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
But it was an incredible playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
But
now that's a crazy statement, y'all. That is wild. That's how bad he was killing them. Now, I think Michael was the first of his kind. Like, he just moved different. He moved completely different. Like, if you was looking at the film, like, he was just moving quicker, faster. He kind of brought like a urban game, playground type of game with him. You know, and being stupid athletic didn't help the other team. He cooked everybody, y'all. This man just said that was Jesus. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Larry Bird left with the most important statistic of all, the W.
10 on the clock. Bird, pick and roll parry. Victory for the Boston Celtics to take a 2-0 lead over Chicago in their best-of-5.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time in the highlights, against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird, yes.
But if memory serves me correct, they got swept. No, not lost. They got swept, okay?
That's true.
Even though he dropped...
Yo, Isaiah Thomas, man, call it what you want, but don't call him a liar. Because that's one thing Isaiah do not do. I hate the hate that he gets. I really do, man. That dude was deadly to beat Larry, Magic, and Jordan. 6 foot, what? 6'1"? Yo, stop playing with my boy Isaiah, man. I'm gonna do a highlight reel on him, man. I'm gonna do one on him.
53, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
Larry Bird went on to win his 3rd championship that year. And the following year, when Larry faced MJ in the playoffs, it happened again.
Side. Larry Bird against Banks, rubs him around a Perry screen, drives it down the lane, and lays it in with a right hand. Michael Jordan with 30 points in this game, so he was 30 or better in all 3 playoff games. Bird's got 31 in the game and 14 in the 4th quarter. Bullseye. Boston has kept it in good hands in the 4th quarter. It's been Bird, and that's about it. Final score in Chicago Stadium, The Boston Celtics sweep the Bulls out 105-94. Too much Celtic talent.
Wait a minute. So he swept Jordan twice? Twice? If I was Jordan, I'd be sick. I get swept by the same team, same player. 2 years in a... Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, y'all.
Much Celtic experience for a Bulls team lacking in both areas.
Yes, Larry Bird in back-to-back years swept Michael Jordan in the playoffs. So if Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird, then what does that make Larry Bird? Now, to be fair, at that point, Michael Jordan didn't have his best teammate ever, Scottie Pippen, yet.
True.
When Scottie Pippen arrived, the battles were closer and more intense. And later in the video, I'll let you see exactly what happened when Larry Bird faced a prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Because Larry Bird did something so miraculously impressive, no other man in the history of basketball can say they've done. But after Bird swept Jordan back-to-back years in the playoffs, that very next year in 1988, Michael Jordan had statistically the best season ever, where he won the scoring title at 35 points per game, the steals title, the MVP, the defensive player of the year, the All-Star Game MVP, and the dunk contest.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I did not know this, y'all. I did not know this. That's why going back and doing your history, a lot of people should do this. I didn't know that. That is a great feat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a LeBron fan saying that. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I can't lie.
He faced Larry Bird 4 times that year, and this is how it went. Game 1, tough battle, Bird wins. Game 2, MJ has a historic 50-point game to win by 10. Game 3, Larry's revenge. After that previous loss, I'm sure Larry Bird had that rematch circled on his calendar, because he ended up with 33, 8, and 7 and blew MJ out by 30 points. Game 4, MJ had an impressive performance with 39 points and 8 assists, but Larry Legend had 44 points and 10 rebounds, but most importantly, a win versus Michael Jordan in his statistically best season ever.
So what does this tell you? This tells you that this dude can score with the best of them. He can match you shot for shot. That's what that tells you about Larry Bird. The other thing, I didn't know he was that great of a rebounder, y'all. I didn't know he was averaging like 10 rebounds a game. So y'all told me that. He just a very good all-around player, man. Those are my favorite types of players. You know, I like the LeBron type players, man. Larry Bird, all-around type player, complete players.
And though Michael Jordan didn't face Bird again that year in the playoffs, Jordan did face Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons. And I'll let Isaiah Thomas tell you exactly how he recalls that year and the rest of the 80s.
So Michael Jordan in the 80s, the best year that he had was he was the MVP of the league and the defensive player of the year. I believe that was in 88.
Yes.
We
88.
We beat them 4-1. I'm gonna say that again. 4-1. They won one
May I
game,
respond?
Stephen A. And he never beat Larry Bird. He never beat Magic and Kareem. He never won. And all I'm saying is in the 80s, what I remember in the 80s, it was Philadelphia with Dr. J, Magic, Kareem, Bert, Michael Jordan. He was a non-factor.
A non-factor. Is this your GOAT? But after
y'all gonna hate my boy Isaiah, but he tells it like it is, man. Y'all like to glaze. Some of y'all like to glaze super hard, man. I'm sorry, but y'all be glazing super hard. That's why it's good to go back. Yes, Jordan great player. You know, he's in the GOAT discussion, but y'all make it seem like this man ain't just never lost at anything. Like, he just poo-pooed on players. Just keeping it real, man.
Thomas swept MJ. He did go on to beat Larry Bird in 6 games. And many people touted the Detroit defense for holding Larry Bird to under 20 points per game. But what many don't include in that story is that Larry Bird was noticeably injured with painful bone spurs in both feet. So only because of injuries, for the first time in 5 seasons, Larry Bird would not make the NBA Finals. Starting the following year, Larry Bird had season-ending surgery on both feet after playing only 6 games. But sadly, it only got worse, because that following offseason, Larry Bird broke his back and was never the same again. But even as Larry Bird's entire body betrayed him, for some reason, he always played well against Michael Jordan.
Dude, wait. Broke his back and kept playing? Broke his back, y'all. Continue to play the game of basketball. I think it's about time to retire, right? You break your back? That is true love and passion for the game, man. Straight up.
Almost like he had a personal vendetta against Jordan. And I think I know why. When Michael Jordan was in college, he actually played an exhibition game against Larry Bird. Jordan and a bunch of college players, while preparing for the 1984 Olympics, faced Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA stars. The goal was to toughen the college kids up before they headed to the Olympics. So during pre-game warm-ups, when Jordan chased the loose ball to the other end of the court, Larry Bird picked the ball up. But instead of handing it to Jordan, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head to the opposite end of the court. And I guess you could say Michael Jordan took that personally.
Now look at Mossy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Michael Jordan dominated that game. A young Michael Jordan actually carried a team full of college players past a prime Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA players. Michael Jordan won the battle, but Larry Bird won the war. I think Larry Bird...
These two guys right here, you know they were at each other's head, man. They had that same type of mindset, man. Mental warfare. Trying to get the edge any way that you can. That was a crazy story, just to kick the ball over the man's head, yo. He was sending a message like, yo, when you come to the NBA, be ready. And he did not disappoint. He did not let Jordan win, y'all.
That loss personally, because Jordan never really got the best of Larry Bird ever again. When Larry Bird finally returned to the court after missing basically an entire season with foot surgery and a back injury, he faced prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in a regular season game. The teams went back and forth.
Bagley against Paxson, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan on Bird. Quick feed into Jim Paxson for the layup. Larry Bird has KO'd the read. Jordan the steal. Scottie Pippen ahead to Jordan. Michael for the dunk. Bird against Pippen. Bird working on Pippen one-on-one. Hits the fadeaway.
And with 10 seconds to go, it was a tie game.
Yo, to hit that shot on Scottie Pippen after, surgery on your feet and your back, like, y'all know how good of a defender Scottie Pippen was? To me, he don't get enough credit for how good of a defender he was, man. Scottie was guarding the 1, the 2, the 3, sometimes even the 4. Very versatile type of player, y'all.
Celtics had the ball, and the Bulls put their 2 best defenders, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, both on Larry Bird, because everyone knows who the ball is going to. And then this happened.
Let's see if they wind it all the way down. Inside
Bird low, Bird low.
You can double yet. Now you can quickly. Bird's jumper, good. 3.6 seconds left. Larry Bird gives the Boston Celtics a 2-point lead.
Everybody in this building had to know it was going on. Michael came over to help out. Celtics lead with 3.6 seconds here, 102 to 100.
A game-winning shot while being double-teamed by both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
That is the ultimate revenge. That is the ultimate revenge. Two of the best defenders in the league, not only on their team, in the league, hit the game-winning shot on your two best players. Just coming back from surgery, not on your feet, on your back. That is insane. You know Jordan was heated, man. You know he was thinking about that all night. Y'all know that.
Two of the best defenders of all time. Somehow the word clutch doesn't even begin to describe the greatness of Larry Bird when the game was on the line. But maybe a quote from NBA Hall of Fame coach, executive, and former player Pat Riley can explain. In an interview, when comparing Larry Bird and Michael Jordan's clutchness, Pat Riley said this iconic quote, "If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan. If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'd take Larry Bird."
That is absolutely wild. That is absolutely wild. Now, most of us will have Michael Jordan as the most clutch player ever. But this man just said to save his life, y'all. His life. He is choosing Larry Bird. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. To save his life, he would choose Larry Bird, y'all.
As Larry Bird was on his last legs and Michael Jordan was starting his dynasty in 1991, Larry Bird mustered up enough strength to battle MJ again in one of the last great duels between the two.
Gamble came up with the steal.
Here's Bird. Yes. He was met on a switch by Jordan, and there 69, Chicago 67. Jordan eluding a triple team. Reggie Lewis. Larry Bird.
This battle between two all-time greats came down to the wire. In overtime, it was a tie game with 0.4 seconds on the clock, and the Chicago Bulls.
That nigga, he almost got a triple-double. He on his way out of the league at this point against Jordan. Jordan's scoring though. Got the same assists, but those rebounds, Jesus.
The ball.
Pippen now will look to throw in. 0.4 of a second. And here it is, Jordan with the play. Yes! But it's waved off. Will not count. Mike Mathis said no. Did not beat the clock.
Ooh, he almost had it. After Jordan's possible game winner was waved off, Larry Bird on 4 straight possessions in double overtime.
I can't even lie. That shot was so pretty. I'm not gonna lie.
This.
Jordan.
It's great to hear all these coaches talk about they're really concerned as Bird hits a little fadeaway. They're really concerned about the minutes building up. They want to be fresh going into the playoffs until
overtime number 2. Bird. Yes. Larry Bird heating it out to go in the second overtime. Bird with the
Yo, this man went to the same spot 3 times in a row, bro. At this point, he bullying. He bullying you, man. At this point, he trolling at this point.
Foul and hit. 45 to go in the second overtime. Bird fires. Yes.
The crowd couldn't help but chant the name of the greatest player of all time.
Shook his head and said, "This guy's too much."
And the chant of Larry. Steve Brown beat John Paxson off the pitch. The second overtime, and that will do it. The Boston Celtics in double overtime and defeated the Chicago Bulls 135 to 132 in a wild one.
The Celtics held on to win that game, but that year, Michael Jordan won his first championship versus Magic Johnson in the finals, and his dynasty had officially begun.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in, and he says, "It's a new sheriff in town." And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
Larry Bird retired after that next season, but not before he took the court with Michael Jordan one last time. Except this time, it would be on the same team in what many would call the greatest team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team.
And rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get an open look in transition.
Magic with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the behind-the-back save. Here's Bird. Yes!
And you just knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot after the great save by Michael Jordan.
Larry, I hear that you're retiring. Thank goodness. I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face. Brought a lot of sad memories to me, but I enjoyed you tremendously. I wish you a lot of luck, and I think you had a very wonderful career, even though you probably ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics. And I'll see you somewhere along the road, somewhere playing golf.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
Yo. The stories just keep getting better and better and better. And I'm learning so much, man. This guy really did not let Jordan be great, man. He did not let Jordan be great. Imagine scoring all those points just to end up losing. That just goes to show the greatness of Larry Bird. And that's why highlights and stories like this have put Larry Bird in my first tier of players, man. He had really no holes. I mean, besides, I would say if I had to choose one, because to me, everybody has some type of hole in their game. I'm just going to say, like, his athletic ability wasn't, as others, but he did make up for it in so many different ways. But that dude, he's the most clutch player for sure. One of the best passers to ever play this game. And he can score with the best of them. He can match you shot for shot. But the one thing for me is the confidence. The confidence matched with the trash talking was just out of this world, y'all. And I think I got like 2 more Larry Bird videos that I'm going to do. I'm gonna do other players. But this has been eye opening for sure. It's definitely been eye opening. Definitely changed a lot of my thinking actually. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. I love you guys. The ones that've been rocking with me. I really do appreciate you guys. I'm about to get up out of here. It's JAMEENOD, boy.
It's JAMEENOD, and I'm back up in the building, giving y'all hot topics and reactions, and I'm feeling. Comment your suggestions and I got ya. And be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Oh my, I got another one. Oh my, I got another one. So hot I had to cool it some. It's JAMEENOD.